So I just filmed this entire video practically, and then I realized it wasn't recording, so go me. Hey everyone, I'm Elizabeth and welcome back to my channel, and happy Valentine's Day! I just love Valentine's Day. Actually, I just really love February 15th, because then I can go shopping and get all the cheap chocolate, because I really like chocolate. In honor of Valentine's Day, I'm going to do the book Courtship Tag, so let's just get right on into it. Phase 1, Initial Attraction, a book you bought because of the cover. I have bought so many books because of the cover, because, let's face it, we all judge a book by its cover. The book I just recently got off Thrift Books because of the cover was Awaken by Katie Kakvinsky. This is such a beautiful book. I love the mason jar with the pretty flowers, and just the tones and the feel of that book. This is a really cool cover, and I'm excited to get into it. Phase 2, First Impressions, a book you bought because of the summary. Again, I've bought so many books because of the summary, because you read the summary and you're like, oh, that sounds interesting, and you buy it. But one that I just recently got because of the summary was Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. I really like contemporary books that are set in the summer and that have a good friendship and a cute little romance, and they do summer activities, and that book had it all. Plus it had a list, and I love lists in books. I think that's just really cool. So I'm excited to read this, and I just thought it sounded really awesome. So, Phase 3, Sweet Talk, a book with good writing. Now, again, I've read so many books with fantastic writing, but the one that really stands out to me right now is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This is such a beautiful written book. As I said before, you can't really read it super quickly because it's just one of those books you want to sit down and read and just really take in how wonderfully he writes, and the story and the characters. Like, just everything about his writing is so great. He spent 10 years writing this book, and it's so evident when you read it because it's fantastic. And I highly suggest you pick it up and read it if you haven't already. Phase 4, First Date, a first book in this series that made you want to pick up the rest. One that I just recently did that was Ruby Red by Kirsten Gier. This is part of the Ruby Red trilogy, and I was in a reading slump all of December, and I picked this up, and boom, my reading slump was gone. So once I finished this book, I automatically bought the entire trilogy off of Amazon, and I did not regret it. Phase 5, Late Night Phone Calls, a book that made you stay up all night reading. Now, I'm known for staying up way too late reading a good book. One in particular that I can really remember staying up super late reading is The Hunger Games by Susan Collins. There was one night I could not sleep, so I picked up The Hunger Games and I read it through, and then I read like 3/4 of Catching Fire all in one night, and it was like 3 o'clock. I'm like, okay, I better go to sleep now. But every time I read this series, I would stay up way too late at night, even though I knew exactly what was going to happen. Phase 6, Always on My Mind, a book that I could not stop thinking about. One of them has to be The Narrative of a Life of Frederick Douglass by Frederick Douglass. I just recently read this for school, but I cannot stop thinking about it. This was such a wonderful book. I loved how he wrote. He did not sugarcoat anything, and his story was so interesting and powerful. And Phase 7, Getting Physical, a book you love the way it feels. I have to go with my copy of Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. It has all this writing in it, and it's all these different quotes from the book, but it's like indented into the cover, and it's also really soft, and I really love this copy. There's another quote in the back, which I think is really cool. Phase 8, Meeting the Parents, a book you would recommend to your family and friends. That would be The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzask. I have recommended this book to almost every single person I know. I love this book. This is my all-time favorite book. It's amazing. It's historical fiction based during World War II from the perspective of death. You've probably heard a lot about it. I love it. I recommend it to everyone. I'm pretty sure my friends are so sick of me being like, read it, but it's so good, guys. If you've not read this book, what are you doing? This is so good. Please, for me, read it. Phase 9. Talking About the Future, a book or series you will continue to reread in the future. Now, there are many books and series I may reread, but one that I know for sure, because I just bought like all the books, that is the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. I know this is a classic cliche answer, but it is so true. I will reread this series for years and years to come. I'll make my kids read this. This series is so good. You can't go wrong with reading Harry Potter. Phase 10, Share the Love. Since I'm not very good at thinking from the top of my head, I'm going to link who I tagged down below. So make sure you check if you're tagged, and if I don't tag you, you should definitely do it anyways, and then link the video down below. I would love to see you guys do this tag. Thank you so much for watching. All my social media links will be down below. Like or subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!